First night in Namibia, we took an easy stop, like 10 minutes away from the border. But it's beautiful. We still have some green because we're at the edge of the Orange River. We think we won't see that much green in Namibia, so let's make the most of it to prepare for the next portion of the trip, Namibia. I am Celine, and this is Benjamin. We are traveling the world with our Toyota Land Cruiser. After completing the first leg of our journey through Europe and the Middle East, the next chapter is Africa. We enter Namibia from the south. As soon as we leave the Orange River, the landscape turns dry again. Dry, but never dull.
We are rushing up, so we see the sunset just in time, behind us.
Yes! We still see half the sun setting. Cheers! To Namibia.
Second evening and still drinking South African beer. Sorry.
Windhoek is Namibian beer. Namibia breweries, of course.
Okay.
Why would South Africa make Windhoek?
Already drinking Namibian beer, eh? You see? I'm falling in place.
Oh my god. Our second overnight stop in Namibia is somewhere between the Orange River, so the town is called Noordoewer, and Aus, which will be our next destination. The campsite as such doesn't look that charming when you arrive, but we actually really like it. The owner is nice, that's already a bonus. And he developed some hiking trails around, so yesterday we did the one for sunset and today we did a big loop. I'm checking if I see some animals. I don't know what I saw. This campsite is a good example of how the people here have to adapt on the changing climate situations. He used to be a farmer, like farming sheep, but since 2013 they haven't had any proper rain here, so that's a long time. So farming is not possible anymore and they have to change activities. The campsite is one of it. Oh, there's an annoying fly. The campsite is one of the alternative activities which gives them a little bit of pocket money, and then they also rent out a piece of their land to a solar company, so they have to be creative. This afternoon we're driving from Rosh Pinah to Aus. We could have taken the straight tar roads, which would be around 100 kilometers, or there was a detour, all gravel, 155 kilometers, and Benjamin chose the latter. So let's hope it's a scenic one. We think it will be, because if we looked on Google satellite view, you could tell that it crosses more through the mountains while the main tar roads keeps a bit more distance. It is definitely the slow road. And the bumpy one. Very happy that we took this road. We see the landscape changing. It's all green here, where the farmer this morning said that in the very south they had almost no rain. Here they must have got some rain because the landscape, the desert landscape, is completely green now. Tar roads in Namibia. Few, but surprisingly good. According to a 2024 survey, Namibia ranked number 1 in Africa for road infrastructure quality. Enjoy the smoothness while it lasts, before the dust returns. We have reached Aus and are now heading to find a wild camp spot. You would think in these remote landscapes that there are plenty of wild camp opportunities, but actually a lot of land here is fenced, so it belongs to someone and you cannot just access it without a permit or without knowing the owner. But here there should be some spots which are open for us. We end up in this quiet, wind-protected place in between granite rocks, with 5-star views if you climb the surrounding boulders. If this is how Namibia begins, we're in for a treat. Before continuing north, we take the B4 west to Lüderitz. It's barren, but we love the scenery. Coming from a small, congested country like Belgium, this much space blows our minds, again and again. We are in the Namib-Naukluft desert, not so far from Aus. The region is known because it still has wild horses. And there's a shelter here at a waterhole. We already saw some wild horses from far away. But now there's one coming to the waterhole. There's another horse watching from over the edge that is now coming towards the waterhole. They have just seen each other. Let's see if it is a friendly encounter or if they are just gonna avoid each other or fight each other. It seems avoidance. Wow. These are real wild horses.
It was not a friendly encounter.
One horse wanders off, the other heads to the waterhole. So cool. There's a lot of action. So the second one has just turned himself in the mud and water, and now a whole herd is coming. He's watching them because he was on his way out, but now he sees the other ones coming. Will he wait for them or not? Whoa, now there are many coming. Look at this. Oh, I don't know where to look. These are the Namib desert horses, one of the only wild horse populations in Africa. They've survived in this harsh desert for over a century. They've adapted to desert life, enduring heat, thirst, and scarce food. Not long ago, their numbers dropped to around 50, but thanks to conservation and better rains, they've bounced back to about 150. Standing there, watching them drink and interact was pure magic. We returned later, hoping for that same scene in golden light, but only 4 horses showed up then. You can't control what's wild. The trip to Lüderitz is a back and forth, as the areas north and south are part of the Spreethoogte, a former diamond mining zone. It's now a national park, but entry is still denied to non-permit holders. Lüderitz still carries traces of its German colonial past, with old world architecture scattered around the town. I expected it to be more present, but beyond a few streets, it's mostly modern African homes. We have arrived to Lüderitz, a coastal town, and when at the coast, we have to eat seafood. We also found oysters at a record low price for 18 Namib dollars, which is around 80 cents, 90 cents.
90.
A bit more than 90 euro cents. Cheers. Benjamin doesn't like it, so his face now is really... After our pit stop in Lüderitz, we are now exploring the peninsula next to Lüderitz, stopping at some viewpoints and scouting for a camp for the night.
A four-wheel drive is useful if you want to explore side tracks or go beyond the main route on the Lüderitz Peninsula. It got us to another peaceful wild camp, overlooking Lüderitz across the bay. The boulders were once again our sunset spot, but when the sun was gone, we moved inside, sheltered from the wind. Let's be honest, most people don't come here for the beaches. Lüderitz is on every traveler's radar for one reason: to wander through Kolmanskop, where the desert has taken back what people once built.
We just took the guided tour at Kolmanskoppe, a ghost town. It used to be a mining town, and now we have only 1 hour left to explore a bit on our own, because we are here on a weekend day and they close at 1. On weekdays you have 2 hours more. So let's see what the buildings bring. Welcome to the architect's house? No.
I think so.
Was it? That's indeed like the pictures you see on the gram. And still the wallpaper markings, you still see it.
So let's go to the Krankenhaus, the hospital, which is totally wheelchair friendly. These are the toilets. Take a look around.
We're currently exploring the hospital. It's full of sand.
All aboard!
120 kilometers back to Aus, on the same straight road we took in, until we're up for a little adventure.
Thank you!
We got the contacts of a local here in Aus who knows the area very well. Our contacts said that we should contact him, which we did. Well, apparently he just has the main campsite and lodge here in Aus, but he also has a huge piece of land of 90,000 hectares. We're allowed to camp somewhere on the property, so not on the regular campsite, but just in the wilderness. He was in doubt because it was quite tricky to explain how to drive. We think we managed with Google Satellite View, and now we're gonna try and find our camp spot of tonight.
The key to the private entrance.
The gates are open. Look at this. This is our playground for tonight and tomorrow morning. Really, really amazing.
Our goal is the rocky hills in the back, but first we have a few wildlife encounters. We later found out the horses here aren't wild, but the oryxes definitely are. If you think we're scaring them off with a drone, Nope, they started running the moment our car appeared as a dot on the horizon. Oryxes again, but too quick for the camera.
This will be the spot for tonight. Epic. We were hungry, so we had a quick dinner first, but now we missed the sunset. But we're still gonna climb this dune next to our camp to have a spectacular view on the area. This spot is out of this world. We left Tony down in the riverbed and we're gonna take a walk around.
There's nothing here, and yet everything. We're surrounded by pure wilderness. They call this farms in Namibia. We call this a pretty solid backyard view.
In the night we heard hyenas howling or whooping, and they are definitely here because we see their tracks. We've reached the highest point of our hike. What a view! Really incredible. We're leaving this magical spot behind. It's again a 2-hour drive to get back to the main camp. That is where we will sleep tonight. But first we have some tasks to do. Laundry and lounging poolside. Big task.
We end the day at the campsite, entertained by the weaver birds at work. Impressed by the craftsmanship of these little architects, we saw it as a bonus feature of the place. Until the warden mentioned it's also the Black Mamba's favorite hangout.
Drop it like it's hot. Different type of activity today. I'm waiting on top of a little hill for Benjamin to come, but I'm cheating. I wasn't planning on going electric, but the other bikes just didn't fit me. We couldn't lower the saddle enough for my beautiful short legs. So now I'm always ahead and Benjamin is struggling because it's already hot.
It got worse. A flat tire 7 kilometers from camp, no signal, no water. Poor Ben.
We are driving the D707, a scenic route that is recommended to us. And just on the D707 there is a little hostel, a lady here, she's been living here for 50 years already, and she has a little caravan with some goodies. I was gonna say fresh goodies, but there's not so much fresh because there's no fresh produce here, but we have a fresh bread and some preserves, you call it like that? I think so. That will keep us going. We're making an overnight stop on the D707 at Namtib camp, which we're now entering. We're settling in our new camp, Namtib camp. It's really stunning located. I must say the camps here in Namibia are not cheap at 25 euros for both of us. It's pretty steep price for camping, but this view is really worth it. Cheers! What a spot again! We were on a morning run in the valley below us, and Benjamin had the idea to go up the hill, although there's not really a trail up. So I agreed, and now we are here struggling. No, it's actually very nice, but it's higher than you would think from the ground up. I think we are almost at the edge. Oh no, it's a faux edge. Let's push a bit more.
Fast!
We have reached the other side of the mountain. Oh, that rock is loose. Another incredible view. We look down on the plains and then far away we see all the sand dunes. The colors are changing from green to orange, and then after that more white dunes, some mountains again. Really, really beautiful. We will stay a second night in this area, but we will change camps just for a change of scenery, and also because the Wi-Fi wasn't working in the communal areas of the previous camp, and we want to do some research for the rest of the trip. Today's office setup is not bad at all. We're currently the only guests on the campsite and in the lodge. We have booked dinner for tonight, but right now in the afternoon we're the only ones here. We have this whole deck for ourselves and this incredible view. Another benefit of this new camp is the pool. We're gonna go for a refreshing dip in one of the funniest looking pools I have ever seen, I think. Funny from a distance, but the view is pretty epic from here. And it seems to be very warm.
One thing all these countries in southern Africa have in common: their pools are freezing. Luckily, the setting warms the heart. We're still the only guests in camp. The setting is spectacular. After a year of carrying fitness gear around, we finally put it to use. without a doubt, the best gym view I've ever had.
It's really hard to imagine that just 3 weeks ago there wasn't any grass here. And now it's so green, super beautiful, so we're very fortunate to see Namibia after the rains and see how the desert can suddenly turn into life. When we were checking in, the lady at the desk, she said we might have some visitors in our camp. There are some meerkats who habituated themselves. I don't know if that's really true because probably other campers just fed them. We were asked not to feed them, of course, which we wouldn't do. But they still came very close. They're hanging around our camp. It's very cool to watch them, to see them digging, see them like standing up, checking. A very nice morning.
You don't get waved goodbye by meerkats every day. We leave the camp with happy hearts, and the road ahead only adds to that feeling. We knew driving in Namibia would be a feast for the eyes. We expected desert tones, but the touch of green came as a surprise.
Today we drove towards Sesrium, which is the location for one of the main tourist attractions in Namibia, Sossusvlei. We feel that it's getting more busy because some camps that we contacted don't have any availability, although it's low season right now. Anyway, we are checking into a camp now, which has a small campsite. It's about 40 kilometers away from Sossusvlei. But the view on the mountain is again spectacular. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're driving towards Sossusvlei, towards Sesrium. We're dividing our visit of the valley in 2 days. So today we will visit Sesrium Canyon and maybe already a smaller dune. And then tomorrow we will go to the big dune, Big Daddy, and to the Deadvlei, the 2 most known spots in this area. The good thing is that you can use your ticket for 24 hours, so that means you can spread your visit over 2 days. We will not pay to camp in the park this time. It's around 50 euros per person, so pretty expensive for camping. And we decided not to do this right now because we will come back to this spot in May with our friends. Visiting Namibia's main tourist draw started with a disappointment. The info I gave earlier on, and that is written on the website, that your ticket is valid for 24 hours, is not true. It's only true for guests staying inside the gates. Second challenge. The Sesrium Canyon is still wet. Because of the double entrance fee and the fact that we're gonna come back in May with our friends, we decided to skip June 45 and drive all the way to the end, to the Deadvlei and the Big Daddy Dune. We're not gonna climb the Big Daddy Dune right now because we only have a bit less than 1 hour to explore before we have to head back and exit at the gate in time. So we'll leave the hard work for when we come back with our friends. And now we'll just take a look at the Deadvlei. This valley is dead. I just read it on the information board. 900 years ago the valley dried up and it got surrounded by these tall dunes, and that's why water could no longer access these trees and they all died. And because it's so hot here, they cannot decompose and they just burned in the hot sun. So now they're a testimony of what happened here hundreds of years ago. We had our 15-minute photo shoot and now we're rushing back to the car. I still want to make one stop on the way out. Some stop where we can take a photo with our beautiful Tony, our car, and a dune in the background. So hopefully we still have a little bit of time left and then make it in time before the gate closes at 7. If you are staying inside the park, you can stay 1 hour after sunset. So currently this is at 8. We are actually very happy that we came here late afternoon. Everybody recommends you should come in the morning before the heat, for the soft light. But it seems to us that it's so much better in the evening. The colors are super beautiful. You see the Sossusvlei with the Big Daddy dune in the back, which is really beautifully lit by the sun that's going down. Okay, it's a bit rushed now because we're not staying in the park. We have to rush to the exit gate and we couldn't explore too much. But I would guess in the winter months here, as from May, June, July, it's perfectly possible to come in the afternoon, climb the dune, although hot, but seems feasible. So maybe we will try that with our friends in May. Oh, I forgot to mention, we saw 4 other people. That is really nice because I think in the morning it can be a circus at times.
I managed to snap my photo and we rush out to the exit gate. From that Sossusvlei's parking lot, it's at least an hour's drive. We roll out at 7:01, just in time, more or less. After a few days of rest, we follow the D854 to the Namib-Naukluft National Park. Taking it slow, with a camping stop at Chauhap River Camp first.
Our next campsite is again lovely. There are different camp spots, they're all very private. The closest is about 400 meters to the main lodge and the furthest is 13 kilometers away. They also have hiking trails on the property, which should be nice, which we wanted to do, but then we met some South Africans and we just had beers instead. We are hiking in Naukluft National Park. There are a few trails that you can follow. We chose the Olive Trail, which is about 10 kilometers. Should take us hopefully not more than 4 hours. Oh, Zespres? He's boosting my confidence. Ja, dat is toch al niet voor kleine mensen. After Naukluft, we take the long and scenic road to Windhoek. We're gonna do like an S-shaped route, which will take us over 3 passes. The first one was the Remhoogte pass, where we will stop for some lunch.
We share lunch with a German couple and leave with a bunch of camp recommendations. And a reservation for tonight's camp. We think.
Hello, good and you? We would like to ask if you have a place available for camping. Yes, that's true. So our reservation came through. Perfect. Yeah, the people we met, they came here and we asked them to say that we are coming. Perfect.
Do you want to be neighbors?
No, we don't really know them. It's not...
Farm stays come with farm animals, but this one doesn't seem to behave.
Okay.
This is our Fanta. And this was our Sprite. Thank you. Come again. The second pass will be for tomorrow, the Spreethoogte pass, where we will go from 1,500 meters down to Solitaire, where we will probably be able to do some groceries. It has been a while since we saw a shop, so we don't know what to expect. I don't think there will be a lot of fresh produce. We will see when we get there. All packed and ready to leave again. But first we have to solve a problem. We have just enough diesel to make it to the next town in both our normal tank and our auxiliary tank. So yesterday we put on the auxiliary tank to first use that one, but suddenly we noticed that the indicator of the regular tank started to ignite, so that this one is almost empty. So that means that probably there is no diesel taken anymore from the auxiliary tank, which means we won't have enough to make it to the next town. So before we leave here, we will try to check what is wrong, hopefully find a solution.
Fresh diesel.
Yes.
That's what the car likes. He likes to eat a lot of diesel. Very good.
We didn't find the solution for the auxiliary tank switch, but we did find diesel, so that will bring us to the next town, Solitaire. But first we're making a stop. We just came down the Spreethoogte pass, and now we're making a stop in a quirky farm stall. People get very creative here in the desert. Big shopping. Nothing fresh here. So again, not much shopping going on. We're driving the third and final pass on the long way to Windhoek, the Gamsberg pass. It's my favorite of the three. It's the longest, the scenery is most spectacular. It really feels like a pass, while, for example, the Remhoogte pass felt more like a gorge you were traversing. And there isn't a single car on this road, which is pretty amazing because between Solitaire and more north towards Walvisbaai, it was one rental car after the other. We were clearly on the main tourist highway between Walvisbaai and Sossusvlei, and now a bit of the normal track again, and there's no one, not a single living soul.
We've reached the central plateau of Namibia, where we make one more camping stop. This high, wide stretch runs north to south, home to most of the country's population, and to the capital Windhoek, which we'll reach tomorrow. As we get closer to the city, the road comfort improves. Gravel makes way for tar again.
Today we're approaching Windhoek, the capital of Namibia. We just said goodbye to the gravel roads for a while. We're on the asphalt. We can hear each other again, almost, because we still have a noisy car and we like to drive with our windows open. We're about 15 kilometers away from the city center and it still feels pretty remote. Here and there we start to see a house, but that's it. Still a lot of land, which is currently all green, as in most parts of the country. Pretty unique to see Namibia like this. We have a few days in Windhoek to arrange all sorts of stuff. We have to check the thing with the car, with the auxiliary tank. We need to do an oil change. We need to do shopping. We need some few new stuff. And then we fly home. Yes, you hear it well. Home. After 1 year and 6 months, 7 months, we are going home, but not for too long. We go for 3 weeks. We will attend a wedding and then we will bring the newlyweds with us to Namibia to do a tour together. So it's the first time that we go on a honeymoon together with other people, which will be fun. We just got stopped in a checkpoint just before Windhoek. Police officer is doing difficult. We didn't really stop for the stop sign, which we should, we know, but usually these checkpoints, they just wave you through. So we were expecting the same, that this wasn't really like a check. Also because the car just before us also just passed, and then now we had to stop, then we had to give a driver's license, then it had to be the international driver's license. Now Benjamin has to get out of the car, they have his driver's license.
Next time. We didn't stop at the roadside.
And all the cars that didn't stop?
They now slow down. Huh?
We also slowed down.
We slowed down, but we drove a bit further.
Hello Windhoek! It's been 3 weeks since we saw traffic lights. That much traffic and a well-stocked supermarket.
Finally, fresh produce! After a few practical days in Windhoek, we are all packed and ready to fly home. It's a weird feeling. In a way, it feels very natural. So of course we're super excited to see everyone because it has been quite some time. It's 1 year and 7 months, more than 1 year and 7 months that we are away from home. So that will be very exciting. But on the other hand, just like the fact of going home to a place you know, that feels so normal. You know what to expect. There's nothing exciting about it. It's a very weird feeling. It doesn't feel like it has been so long. It feels like we just left yesterday. I think the fact that we know that we are coming back in 3 weeks and that our trip is not yet over really helps to the fact that now it's just a bit of excitement to see everyone, but there's no feeling of I will have to adapt to get back into society.
Next episode, Tony gets company. We take our friends on their honeymoon, a surprise trip through Namibia. And it's gonna be epic.